gonna try to hold y'all too long. In the book Think and Grow Rich, there's a passage, and I might butcher it a little bit, but I ain't gonna butcher it by much. That says there's no such thing as something for nothing in this reality, something like that, right? You know, basically saying, and I feel like that's common. I feel like that's something common that you done heard before, that people done heard before. Like, there's no such thing as something for nothing. Like, you know, give, you receive. Like, in order to get, you gotta give. In order to receive, you gotta be able to give. However you want to look at it, right? So I like that. I like that passage. I think what got me thinking about that passage is because, you know, I don't know, I might have woke up thinking about something, relationship, love related, something, I don't know. And, or, you know, might have seen something online, something to do with relationships, blah, blah, blah. So, but, quick story, I got a homie, right? He recently proposed. No, well, I don't know if yeah, I guess he did propose. So I got a homie recently shot me a text message. He say, man, guess what? I say, what? I say, bro, I'm getting married, man. I say, really? You know, I've been knowing this guy for, you know, almost probably, I'll say about 3-4 years now, almost. And good dude, cool dude. You know, been in a relationship with his lady for, you know, some time now, probably about 5-6 years or something like that. And you know, he went on ahead and, you know, decided, popped the question on it. Hey, you know, I think it's one of those situations where she already wanted to get married, probably, right? You know, he take care of business, he take care of the house, you know, take care of the bills, her, the kids. She works a little bit, pays a little bit, does a little bit, you know. But I think what I draw from this whole situation, you know, I'm like, you know, what kind of made you, you know, decide to, like, you know, do that? And they didn't have they quarrels, just like anybody else. You know, it was a time where he told me some things that was really, like, you know, and I most definitely won't bring that out here, you know, because of privacy. But you know, some things went down between them two, and you know, he was like, he told me some stuff. It was real personal, and it was some real shit. But they shook back and they overcame it. And I'm proud of both of them for that. I'm proud of him. And in that time, it's crazy because I've been a close friend to a couple of my friends, my good friends, when they were going through something like dealing with their wife, and you know, they came to me and they chose me to be that person that they talked to about it. And both scenarios, you know, me being who I am, one side of me may seem like, right, if people know the happy-go-lucky, upbeat, you know, goofy, you know, especially goofy, ratchet, kind of ghetto side a little bit, because I kind of got that, right? I do. If people know that side of me, it's like, the hell, you gonna go to him for advice? Like, you going to Bookie for advice? Hell no. Nah. Like, I would never do that. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck his goofy ass know about anything? He just gonna da-da-da-da, but right? But, these people who know me on they know the other side of me too. You know what I mean? They know that it's a much more logical, intelligent, and you know, serious side to me, right? Um, like, so I didn't been that friend for a couple of times. So when they came to me, and they had to vent about something that was going on in their marriage, blah 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 blah. Here I am. I ain't no married man. I'm single as shit. And word on the street is I probably run a lot of hoes. I probably run a lot of women, or some shit like that. Now, whatever. I ain't even got to get in detail to try to defend any of that shit. Honestly, don't care to. Because I know what's popping. So, the thing about it, when that happened, I'm proud of myself as a friend on how I maneuvered, because both of these guys are still with their wives, and not one time as a friend that you know women make mistakes too. Um, they can't be perfect, just like we can't as men. Um, everybody got something, right? So two different scenarios for both of my partners, but they both came to me and they were like, "Man, like check this out, this shit happened," you know, and not one time did I say something along the lines of, "Shit, man, you need to leave that broad. You need to leave that woman, man. You need to leave that girl. You need to leave that sister. You need to leave that such and such." Not one time did I do that, bro. And the reason why, um, I don't think I ever could be the type of person to take that approach, is because I feel like that's a part of that. To me, is like that's me trying to make the decision for that person, and that's a decision that person got to make. Bro, you've been in that relationship, not me. You know how much that woman mean to you. You know how valuable she is. You know what's all at stake if you and that woman split, you and that person split, right? You know what all areas of your life gonna be affected. You know how you gonna feel waking up, going to bed without that person. Coming home and that person's not there. You know how strong you is when it come to heartbreak. Or you know your luck, your chances when it come to meeting somebody else like that person. If that's something that you want, right? You know those things. And obviously I can go on. Like it ain't, I can't make that decision. That's a shitty ass friend. I feel like low key, it's not the most intelligent friend. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do as a friend, is to jump out there and say, yeah, you should leave that person. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there like that. You probably got the people say stuff like that all the time. I would never tell one of my friends like that. Never. I don't give a fuck what did happen. If we talking about a marriage, and although my other homie that I'm speaking of, even though he wasn't married, they weren't married, bro. Multiple kids are involved. They've been together, living in the same house. Nigga, y'all married. To me, you know what I mean. For the most part, I know how serious. Like, he would be like, my girl. I'd be like, your wife. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, it's your wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? The way y'all run it over there, that's your wife, bro. So, Not once did I ever, tell them that. They don't want to. And like I say, I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of me the way I handle it too. You know, and I was glad to be somebody that they felt like they can come and talk to during that time, right? Because that was tough time for both of them, because that's somebody that you love and care about, and you feel like trust is being, uh, at some point, trust is, being, anytime trust is like being tinkered with, played with, it's like, that's tough. Because, a lot of times what we say is, if you ain't got trust, you ain't got nothing. So, that most definitely was a test of trust on both scenarios, and it was two totally different scenarios for both of them. You know what I mean? It was two totally different scenarios, but you know, um, I digress on that. But he reasoned the homie, um, the one that been with his wife, got the kids together and stuff like that. Um, they've been together about 5-6 years, I think, maybe 6 or 7, 9, something like that, give or take. Um, and I just kind of was asking him like, yo, like, kind of what make you decide to do that now? And kind of being short and frank, um, I'm gonna say, obviously it's a benefit, right? I feel like both parties got a benefit from the marriage, but I ain't even gonna say what I think. I'm just gonna say what he told me was it was beneficial. I'm gonna say this: it was beneficial financially, more beneficial financially for him, uh, if he chose to marry. He found out some stuff. He was doing some research on some stuff, and he was like, "Man, it's you know, if I go that route, it's more beneficial." So that was a choice. Obviously, he loved her. That obviously plays a role, right? But that ain't the end all be all. Like that wasn't the only thing. Oh, I just love her, so I wanna da 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 da. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. It wasn't that googly eye shit. It was logic behind it, and it was reason behind it. You know what I mean? Meaning that it was some outside factors that tallied in, like, beneficially. If you marry, okay, this, that, and this, like, those are good things. We want that. Obviously she's a beneficiary of that, so she gets it too. She's a part of that. So it was beneficial from a financial standpoint. So he did that. The other part of it, something that stood out to me, and this is one of the reasons that he kind of threw out there too. And he was like, man, on top of all the other stuff that it's a number of other things that I get into that I feel like are great qualities, characteristics, that helps make a man make that decision that he has in that relationship. So the other part of it is he told me, he was like, man, look, because he's driving trucks and shit like that. He's kind of started his truck business, got his truck. He been doing trucking for probably about last year and a half, maybe. You know what I mean? I met this guy in barber school. This guy came out of like corporate, working crazy hours, making a pretty decent amount, somewhere in between the 60 to 80,000 range, I think. Not to try to tell all the business, but just to give it some context, I guess. So but he was working a whole lot of hours. So when I met him, he was trying to transition from working all those hours, that particular job, and trying to do the barbering. So things kind of went through, or he decided to do something else other than the barber, and he got into the trucking. And so he's been doing the trucking for the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever. Um, so what he he told me about his wife, his old lady. He was like, man, because he started doing the trucking and stuff like that. He's like, man, his wife just out of the blue came to him one day and was like, she's gonna go back to school in order to assist him better with the trucking company. So, and let me make sure I'm saying this right. She decided to go to school to help him make more money for the trucking. Like it's something that, like within trucking or something like that, that she needs, that she can get, or that he needs, right? And not that he needs, but she's going to school. Her primary reason for going to school was to help him with the trucking, basically. And I know I just said that, but the way he worded it and what exactly he said, I can't remember, pound for pound. But I hope y'all get that and understand that, like, and to me that was just like, it wasn't like, okay, yeah, baby, you gonna do that, and I'm gonna go to school for, something totally kind of unrelated to trucking. Whatever she decided to go to school for was like, okay, I'm gonna be able to serve and help my husband better by doing this right here. That, like, that mentality and that mindset, that'll make a man want to marry a woman. 1,000%. Like, more times than not. I mean, I can say 1,000%. That's how I feel about it. But more times than not, if a man got marriage on his mind, and if that option is there to who he would marry, who he wants to marry, something like that, a move like that, a play like that, that most definitely make that man tip that. That'll tip the iceberg, I think, tremendously, and just about any woman's favor. If her goal was to get married, and she did that, she did that before he decided. It wasn't like he said, hey babe, I decided I'm gonna marry you, and then she said, hey, yeah, I'm gonna go to school for something that's gonna help us and help you better this whole trucking experience for the trucking business or whatever. She did that before. And I feel like I say so that most definitely contributed to his decision in the end, but on top of that, and like I say, not to tell too much business about my partner's my homie's situation, but it's he done told me how it is, how their relationship is. He come home, she watches the kids, they got it pretty structured and stuff like that. And when I say kids are involved, I'm talking about multiple kids. She got 2 kids from a totally different man before him. He got 2 kids by a totally different girl before her, and then they got 1 kid together. So we talking about 5 kids. You get what I'm saying? So, but She's Spanish. He Spanish and black or white and black. I think he's white and black. I think he's white and black. So, but she's Spanish. Um, so just giving you some of the context on that. So with that being said, um, with that being said, he what happened? God damn it, I'm losing my train of thought. So with that being said, you know, he didn't told me a little bit about their relationship. You know, she pretty much in line. You know, he come home, she gonna cook. He say he don't cook. He don't cook. She gonna cook. You know, she gonna have something to eat, cook, take care of the house and stuff like that. You know, he might do a little bit every now and then, but you know, his sole thing is, you know, what he gonna do? He gonna go out there and he gonna work. He come back, he pick up the kids. You know, like, but they got it laid out, like as a team, things that, you know, that works for them. And so I think that's pretty cool. So with that being said, I'll just say, you know, he told me, you know, that's some of the things that he told me, you know, as far as the relationship and things of that nature. And you know, that was, you know, a part of his decision to, like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and make that decision. And I say all that to say this. In the book Think and Grow Rich, it's a passage that says, like I say, and I can't quote it, you know, pound for pound, but it says, there is no such thing as something for nothing. And that's really all I want to say, because I think it's self-explanatory to me. You know what I mean? There is no thing, and that ain't just advice for, you know, the people that's listening to that. That's advice for me, myself, you know, in general. But there is no nothing in this world something for nothing. And I feel like that's like, you can apply that to so many things. Like literally damn near every relationship. We're not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, just boyfriend, girlfriend relationships. Just husband and wife relationship. We talking about on the job. We talking about amongst your friends. We talking about, you know, family. We talking about parents, kids. Like, think about it. That damn near applies everywhere. Like, if you got a badass kid and, you know, they not really doing their part. They not really doing that. They not really following, you know, following the guidelines and rules that you just set for the house. And they come to you and they say, hey, mama, papa, you know, I want a dragon, or I want this new phone. I want this new iPhone. I want this new Xbox. I want this new bike. I want this new, you know. You go, well, what have you done? You ain't done no chores around the house. You been bad in school. You get what I'm saying? You ain't been getting your grade. And so the other part to that, what I want to add is there's no such thing as something for nothing. What the book was saying, you know, you got to be willing to pay that price. Whatever the price for that is. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to give something. Whether it's your time, your effort, your energy. You're going to have to expend and give something. You know? That's going, whatever you choose to give, that's going to be the price now. And I would say, you know, another part to that to add is when they say of equal to of equal to or greater than value. There's no such thing as something for nothing. You know, or equal to or greater than value. Something like that. Meaning, whatever it is that you're giving, this is like the second part of it. It got to be of equal to or greater than value. So if, you know, I reward my kid, my child for, you know, I reward my kid, you know, they, you know, they've been doing terrible in school or whatever. You know, they've been acting up. They've been disrespecting adults, teachers at the school, whatever. This kind of stuff. And obviously that the price for a brand new watch, a brand new iPad, a brand new whatever it is that they want, video game, whatever, right? It's not, it's more than the shit that you've been doing at school, acting a fool with the teachers. You know what I mean? This calls for good behavior. This calls for good manners. This calls for, you know, some chores being done around the house. So forth and so on. So what you've been giving me is kind of next to nothing. Or just stress. Negative. We in the negative with you. You know what I mean? We overdrawn in the account with you. Type thing. You know, that's what you've been giving. So, and that's why, like I say, I got an episode on here, where I talk about unconditional love, and this is like a thing, and you know, the whole love and unconditional stuff, and like, it's like I say, it's always a trade-off. It's always a trade-off. It's always a trade-off. There's no such thing as something for nothing. Now, people might want to bless your game every now and then, and people might just want to, you know, look out for you, help you out, do this, do that. But then again, check this out. You got people out here, they might be doing them favors and making them good gestures in order to prepare you and set you up, not like set you up in a negative, bad way type thing, but like to ask you for something down the line. Oh, well, you remember, you know, hey, you remember them times, them 3 times I loaned you about $100? Can I hold about, you know, such and such? Or can you do this for me now? Wait, what? I thought you said that was cool. It wasn't, you know. I thought I ain't really owe you for nothing like that. You said you were kind of doing that also. Yeah, but, you know. So you never really know, but, and like I say, I ain't trying to make that a negative thing, because I'm not saying that it is all the time, but Um, to the people and the relationships and stuff like that, for sure. I mean, it has to be value there. Whatever it is that you're giving, I feel like it has to be of value to the person that you're giving it to. And, if you want to become something in life, if you want to be something, if you want to achieve a certain level of success, a certain level of finances, and that's what the book was talking about. It was like, if you want to have a certain amount of money, right? It was talking about how you write it down and you put on that paper and you put it out there that what are you willing to give in order to acquire and achieve that amount? How much time a day you gonna dedicate to this? If you gotta drive over here to get it or whatever, how many miles? How far is too far? Whatever. Time and effort, right? What are you willing to give up in order to get what you want? And then to piggyback off that, the Bible, if y'all familiar with the Bible constantly speaks on, like, it got a bunch of scriptures in the Bible that speak on action. And, like, basically when you do, you get. Every action has a reaction. All that's like the same thing. All that's like the same philosophy. So I'm gonna end on that, and that's just something that I wanted to share with y'all today. And I hope it helped. And just apply that where y'all kind of see fit to in y'all life. And I'm out. So peace.